Hi, I'm Marty. Welcome to my channel. If you've been following along on my journey, you know that Kenny and I are two guys on a journey to get married. Today, we're going to talk about things I just didn't know about getting married. So, when we first got engaged and I proposed, it was a heady time. I didn't think too far ahead and had no idea what was involved. So, over the course of the last 6, 7 months, I've been talking to friends and family and coworkers about our wedding, and they've given me some advice, and I've made some observations along the way, and I'm here to share them with you. I've made some bullet points. We're going to go over a few, and if you like to comment, please let me know in the comment box what you think of all these things. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is that planning a wedding is hard work. I had no idea. And when I mean no idea, I mean no idea. Like most of you, I've been to weddings before and you've enjoyed yourself. And I never put any thought into how that whole day came together. I mean, we're two older guys. We wanted to get married. I honestly didn't think it would be super involved. I thought we'd have a ceremony, have some dinner, cut some cake, and that would be that. Little did I know, this is a labor of love. There is so much that I didn't know and needed to research. And for those of you planning your own wedding, I highly recommend YouTube and Google because they certainly helped me. I have a folder. You wouldn't believe how thick, everything divided out. I find that being highly organized and having everything planned, because that's me, I'm a planner anyway, having everything planned is going to make this go a lot easier. Now, for those of you thinking about a wedding planner, if you want to pay the extra fee and save yourself some headaches, please feel free to go ahead. I didn't want to pay all that money. I thought I could do it, and I can. It's just a little more involved and a little more effort than I would have thought. That's the first thing I didn't know about getting married. The second thing I didn't know was that your simple wedding will grow in size and scale. And again, we were thinking about having a very simple wedding. In the beginning, it was just caught in the moment. We were just going to get married, be done, go on with our lives. And then the planning started. And let me tell you, it never stays where you think it's going to be. Every time we would watch wedding videos on TV or talk to other people about what they had, all these wonderful things appeared. So we would add them to the wedding, and it kept adding and adding. So my simple wedding is turning into a bigger wedding. You have to add tables because you decide you need more people, more friends that need to come. I didn't even think of music. We had to add a DJ, invitations, clothes. I never thought of all these things. So for those of you planning your wedding, my first advice for you is to be highly organized and plan it all out. Write it on paper, see how it looks, and let me tell you, you'll change your mind more than one time. The second thing is that your simple wedding will grow in size and scale, and you will set a budget and watch as you blow right past it. Now, part of this is my fault because Ken and I would sit and watch weddings on YouTube just to see what people were doing, just to see what was trending now, what they were having. And that was my mistake because Ken fell in love with some of the stuff he saw. So you love them, so you let them have it. So we would add this, and we would add that, and we would add this. And I watched my budget take off nicely and then like a rocket to the moon. So my advice to you is you're going to add stuff because you're always going to find something you want. You have to keep in mind what your budget is, and sometimes I have to say no because I'm the bad guy. I have to say no. Something I never really thought about was you need to lie about time. What do I mean by that? Our ceremony on that day is at 1 o'clock sharp. My officiant has two weddings that day, so we're first. He needs to marry us, get all the documentation done, and he needs to zip off to the next wedding. So we need to start on time. So some of the best advice I got was, if you're getting married at 1, don't tell people to be there at 1, because we'll be there at 1 o'clock and people will still be pulling in the parking lot, and there's nightmare number 1. So I lied. The wedding invitations are going out, so everyone's there a half an hour before we actually want to get married. So as usual, the people that probably live 5 minutes away will be the last ones to get there. I wanted everyone in place, ready to go. Nobody wants to be looking at their watch on their wedding day. Another thing I really didn't think about, but I thought the advice was good, was that your wedding is a reflection of you, but it's really not about you per se. It's more about everyone having a reason to celebrate. Now, all the nitty-gritty details are going to be us, the things we want to see that day. But I need to keep in mind that it's not just for us. Kenny and I are going to have a great day, but I want every person there to have a great day. So I need to keep that in mind when we're planning. So for all of you planning, it's not just about you. You need to make sure that everyone is having a good time. Things are there for everyone to enjoy and not just you. Which leads me to my next bullet point. Everyone's going to have an opinion about your day. So in the beginning, when we started planning, I was sharing everything with everyone, getting their ideas and feedback. And sometimes everyone just loves what you do, and then sometimes they don't so much. And that can, I don't want to say hurt your feelings, but things that you thought were wonderful, some people look at you who are honest and giving their honest opinion, saying, oh, I don't know what you're thinking there. So Ken and I came to a realization that if there's something we really want, and we don't want what we're thinking to be minimalized at all, we're going to keep some secrets. So there's going to be things my friends and family and coworkers just aren't going to know about till it happens. And that's the way we're going to do it. I also found that I did not want to pull my hair out on that day. So I have a day of contact person for my wedding, which I think is probably one of the smartest things I did. We have an event planner, not a wedding planner. We did the planning, but an event coordinator, you might say. She's wonderful. And she is going to handle everything. I don't have to worry about decorating the venue. I don't have to worry about, is the cake there? Is the cake set up? Is the cake ready? The centerpieces, the flowers, decorations, timing. I can show up, start taking pictures, and just have a great day knowing that all the details are going to be taken care of. And I would pay whatever that would cost so that I don't have to worry about it. Another thing, maybe a little bit of a downer, but something I have observed by talking to my friends and family over the years, not everyone's going to love your wedding. So they won't remember it anyway. That's what a lot of people told me. A lot of the weddings they go to were nice. They weren't thrilled with them, but to be honest, they don't remember much of it. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Some people will be sitting out there when the festivities are going on and going, what were they thinking? You want to know something? I don't care. This is something we loved and planned. And to be honest, Ken and I are going to remember every detail of this day. And it really doesn't matter that everyone else doesn't. We're going to love it. Something else I hadn't really thought about, but in researching on Google, everybody gets a tip. Everybody. You need to have little envelopes for everyone. You're paying big bucks for all these things. You would think that you wouldn't, but you do, especially if they gave excellent service, everything turned out perfectly. You need to let them know that you thank them for their special assistance in getting everything done. So I've already started putting envelopes aside. Everyone gets a tip. Something else I really didn't know about was getting married is not like buying a loaf of bread. What do I mean by that? I thought you could just walk into town hall, ask for a marriage license, and pay the fee and go. Nope, it's not how it works. Here in the state of Massachusetts, it's a 3-day waiting period, starters. You got to show up and pretty much prove who you are with all sorts of documentation, social security numbers, blah, blah, blah. Have all your wedding detail information and dates ready to go. Pay the fee, and then hopefully in 3 days, because there's a 3-day waiting period in Massachusetts, you can go back and get that beautiful piece of paper, which I'm going to post on Instagram once I get it, because that will be an awesome day. And finally, one more observation. A wedding can be a dream, but ultimately it's a compromise. What do I mean by that? We're going to have an awesome wedding. But when I proposed, the vision in my head was not necessarily the vision in Kenny's head. So you've got it in your head what you want. You start talking about it, and then the person you love the most in the world says, I don't like that. Okay, it's a negotiation. A loving negotiation, but a negotiation nonetheless. Whatever you have in your head will ultimately have to change somewhat, because you're not just pleasing yourself, and you're pleasing the person you love the most. And that is what love is. Everything I do with Ken in mind, because his happiness is everything to me, and there are things I don't have to have because he would like something else, and if that makes him the happiest man in the world, then I'm here for it. So these are just a few of my thoughts and observations. I hope it helped all of you who are trying to plan a wedding. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment box. I always answer to all my comments. Share this with someone, a friend, co-worker who you think can benefit from this. And remember, a random act can turn into love. And I will see you soon.